Hey there, phone cases and tiny spaces, and boom goes the dynamite. Hey everybody, my name is John and welcome to ADITW, a day in the Word, the internet's favorite Bible study. Today we are continuing our study of Matthew by looking at chapter 20. And in this week's chapter, we're going to talk about greatness. No, this is not going to be an autobiographical lesson, but thank you. So if you wouldn't mind for me, could you read Matthew chapter 20, verses 20 through 28? So here we see the sons of Zebedee send their mother to go ask Jesus a question. And first of all, aren't these dudes a little old for their mommy to be talking for them? Hey, Mom, can you ask Sweet Bear if I can go hang out with my friends? But this woman requests that Jesus have one of her sons sit at his right hand and the other son sit at his left hand when he comes into his kingdom. And when the other disciples hear that James and John have been trying to sneak their way into the seats of honor, they're not very happy with these mama's boys. And so, as usual, Jesus claims this as an opportunity to teach a valuable lesson about leadership in the kingdom of God. Jesus says, "You know the leaders of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to be great among you must become your servant." Right now, we are about 3/4 of the way through the book of Matthew, and I hope by now you've realized that Jesus came to show us an entirely different way of looking at the world. And here we see him contrasting between worldly leadership and kingdom leadership. For these disciples, in the society that they grew up in, being great meant having power and status and influence. Authority meant having wealthy, high-ranking friends and the ability to bend others to your will. But Jesus completely contorts that construct when he says this beautiful phrase, "But among you, it will be different." This speaks to the fact that we as Christ followers are called to a different standard of living. Being great in God's kingdom does not mean having all the power, but becoming a great servant and relinquishing ultimate power to God. This is something that the disciples clearly did not understand, and their request for the seats of honor kind of shows the true colors behind their faith. These men are clearly searching for personal advancement, personal glory and comfort and status, and Jesus, he is just the means by which they achieve it. And it's real easy for us to sit back and to judge these brothers, but if we're honest with ourselves, how many of us are seeking out Jesus for personal advancement rather than out of genuine need? Or even better, out of a desire to serve him and his people? And Jesus here starts by talking about the world's leaders as an example of bad leadership. And he finishes in verse 28 by talking about a good kingdom example of leadership. He said, "Just as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." This is Jesus once again calling us, imploring us to follow his example of leadership. In the Gospels, we see Jesus, God himself, the only one with true power, humble himself to become a servant of all humanity. And if Jesus did that for us, then how much more should we do it for him? In God's kingdom, Jesus encourages us to not focus so much on where we're going to sit, but rather to focus on where we're going to kneel and serve others. Hey y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode of ADITW. I hope you enjoyed it. We are really close to a Q&A episode. It is coming up not next week, but the week after. So please comment down below and give me some questions. And please keep these questions pertaining to the Bible or Bible study habits, things like that. That's what this show's about after all. Anyway, I hope you're having a really fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday for a brand new video. I love you all. Keep being awesome.